Welcome to the next match of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master of Faster tournament here on the HomeBoiz channel. Team 5D's Luna the Spirit Guardian will face off against Blister, the Jack of all trades. These two as people and as duelists couldn't be any more opposite from each other, and we're gonna see just how different their playstyles are, starting with Blister's deck. Blister is running a Machina deck, which is a gang of respectable attack-having monsters that aim for a relentless beatdown strategy. One of their core strategies is to maintain 2 or more machines on the field and summon Commander Covington, who can stack these monsters XC style, loaning their attack and defense to the Machina Force Fusion monster. He runs destruction-saving Union monsters that can be cheated out with the Union Carrier Link monster to help keep his monsters around through disruptions. Another core strategy is stacking the hand or grave with the machines for the summoning of a high-level, all-octane boss monster. These boss monsters, like the spells and traps in his deck, come equipped with field control, hand control, or even protection effects. The side deck unleashes the full force of his extra deck's potential, adding monsters clearing Xyz machines to his already threatening lineup of fusions, synchros, and links. Now, let's see what his opponent has put together. Luna runs a Spirit World deck, which is a hodgepodge of different monster-type creatures that she is personally friends with. She runs the mystical beast of the forest archetype that floats beast monsters for her, which is useful for synchro summoning. There are manga monsters in this deck that require field spells for their effects to be live, a condition that can be met with a fairy tale series of field spell cards that roll into one another from the hand, deck, or graveyard at the start of all of Luna's turns. Overall, her deck is rather defensive, and the Melfi cards in her side deck complement her deck's various themes rather well, being able to not only swarm the field on their own, but provide generic beast support. We'll see how well her ability to shield fares against Blister's ability to trample. Ready, set, duel!
I'm sure we're curious to see exactly how this duel could go, and Luna's going to show us by taking the first turn. She sets a card face down and activates a field spell already. Fairy Tale Final Chapter, the Moon of Oblivion. Whenever a monster gets changed from defense to attack position, its attack points get doubled, and at the start of the next turn, since this is a Fairy Tale field spell, it sends itself to the graveyard and activates the next card from Luna's hand, deck, or grave. The next card will be the Fairy Tale Prologue Journey's Dawn, and without a single monster on the field, Luna ends her turn. Not impressive whatsoever, and Blister sets a card of his own before normal summoning the only card we actually saw him use in the anime, the Machina Sniper with 1800 attack points. Machina Sniper will be followed by another set card in the back row before attacking directly, dealing 1800, and then Luna activates Chainlink 1, Maha'ama the Fairy Dragon, which we saw do impressive amounts of work in another duel, followed by Chainlink 2, the Pixie Gong Trap card. Pixie Gong, when you take damage from a direct attack, can activate to special summon a level 3 or lower Pixie or Fairy monster from the deck. So, Luna gets 2 monsters with this singular play. She'll summon the Fairy Archer with 14, and then Maha'ama summons itself to the field with 2,500 defense points, and then it will inflict 1,800 back to Blister. So, the field advantage is rather even, hand advantage not too bad, and the life points are split directly down the middle. Blister has no other moves and he ends his turn there. And at the start of the turn, Luna will activate the Fairy Tale Prologue Journey's Dawn before she even draws a card. Now, while it's face up on the field, all battle damage that both players take gets cut in half. Incredibly defensive move. Luna will normal summon the Dream Sprite monster, who, when it's targeted for an attack, can direct the attack to another monster on her side of the field. And with light monsters on the field, Fairy Archer can deal 400 direct damage to Blister in exchange for it not being able to attack this turn. With a grand total of 3, it does 1,200 damage, which is really nice, since there's no guarantee that she would get over the Machina Sniper this turn. And she'll activate Double Ripple, a spell card which will allow her to take the ability to synchro summon into level 7 and summon 2 synchros, the Power Tool Dragon and the Ancient Fairy Dragon, so long as they're summoned in defense position. In response to this, Blister activates his EMR face-down trap card, tributing a machine on his field and destroying cards for every 1,000 points of damage original attack that it had, rounding down, of course. So since Machina Sniper has 1,000, by sacrificing itself, Blister can destroy the Tuner monster on Luna's side of the field, not allowing her to perform any synchro at all this turn. The Dream Sprite does get to attack directly, but because of Journey's Dawn, it only does 150 points of damage, and Luna has to end her turn there. Blister, though, does not have any offense for her this turn, so he'll set a monster and pass. Now at the start of Luna's next turn, Fairy Tail Chapter 2, the setting sun has appeared. So all battle damage is now doubled to both players while it's face up. Fairy Archer will use its effect once again in order to deal 800 points of damage this time. Dream Sprite moves to defense position, and that is the end of this turn. But Blister is taking significant hits directly as he now sits at 4,050 life points. He'll flip summon the Machina Defender though. While it does have more defense points, by flip summoning it, he gets to add the Commander Covington from his deck to his hand, who he will then summon with only 1,000 attack points, but he'll activate the Iron Draw, which can only be used when he has exactly 2 face-up machine monsters, allowing him to draw 2 new cards. Then he'll play the Machina Defense Perimeter. If Blister gets a level 7 or higher machine on the field, all of his level 6 or lower machines can't be attacked or targeted by card effects. In addition, if a face-up machine would be destroyed by battle or by card effect, the defense perimeter allows him to take a machine from the graveyard and add it to the hand, including the machine that got destroyed itself. So, he'll also be using the Machina Resavager from the hand. By discarding it, he gets to add its 1,200 attack to another monster, bringing the Machina Defender up to 2,400 before activating the Limiter Removal spell card, doubling the attack of all his machines in exchange for them being destroyed at the end of this turn, and then activates his face-down card, another Limiter Removal, to double them again, quadrupling their attack points, putting the Machina Defender at 9,600, attempting to attack the Fairy Archer, and the Seething Sun on the field will double the damage. Will this attack go through though? Luna activates the trap card Twinkle Wall, which will negate the attack and deal damage to Luna equal to half of its current attack. So, while the Fairy Archer does get to survive, Luna does take an incredulous 4,800, and she has nothing left to defend herself from the Commander Covington, swinging in for 5,200. So Blister has won the duel. Second round of this match, and Luna's own cards worked against her, so let's see if something like that happens again, or if she'll be able to avoid said outcome. Blister starts off with the Machina Metal Cruncher for his normal summon, and while it is a level 9 monster, which would usually mean he needs to sacrifice 2 monsters to summon it, it can hit the field without a sacrifice in exchange for its attack dropping to 1,800. Also, when Metal Cruncher gets normal or special summon, he gets to reveal 3 Earth machines from the deck and have Luna randomly add one to his hand while the others go back to the deck. And it looks like he got the Machina Sniper to his hand, and he'll end his turn there. Not a single spell or trap card to speak of. Luna sets 2 and normal summons the Melfi Puppy, and the Melfi monsters can bounce themselves back to the hand in order to summon or search other beast monsters. She'll also be using the Journey's Dawn, the Fairy Tail Prologue, in order to have all battle damage that she would be taking on Blister's next turn. He uses the defense perimeter again, so since he has a level 7 or higher monster, his level 6 and lowers are protected from attacking and from targeting with card effects. Speaking of which, he'll summon out a level 4 Machina Sniper to the field, and he'll attempt to attack Puppy with the Machina Sniper, but I don't think Luna's going to allow that because it will bounce itself back to the hand and special summon from the deck the Melfi Wally. This causes replay, so Blister will attack with Sniper again into the Wally, who will bounce itself back and be chained with the Pixie Ring. So, you see, Melfi Wally can bounce itself in order to summon 2 Melfi monsters as long as they have different names from each other. But when you have 2 or more monsters, the Pixie Ring doesn't allow the opponent to attack the one that has the least amount of attack points. The Machina Sniper will have to choose between the Fenny and the Caddy and Fenny has less attack points, so they can only attack Melfi Caddy. He'll attempt to do that too, but of course, predictably so, Melfi Caddy will send itself back to the hand, and along with sending itself back, it brings from the deck a beast monster. Luna will be grabbing Bat the Forest Ninja. This leaves Melfi Fenny on the field by itself, who sends itself to the hand as well. Luna now has 7 cards in her hand on the opponent's turn. There is no other plays to make though, so the Machina Sniper finally gets to finish its attack, and it does so directly for 900 thanks to Journey's Dawn. Then, the Metal Cruncher attacks for its 900 damage before Blister finally is allowed to end his turn. At the start of Luna's turn, Fairy Tail Prologue turns into Fairy Tail Chapter 2 so that the Seething Sun can do double damage if Luna gets past his field. We'll see Melfi Puppy, the monster that started the mayhem, get normal summon to the field, and she'll switch out the Seething Sun and activate from her hand Fairy Tail Chapter 3 Evening Sun. Once per turn, a player can pick a synchro from the graveyard and summon it in defense mode. While she's not able to actually use this effect, it's letting her avoid taking potential double damage during Blister's turn. And since it's the end phase, Luna can summon Melfis from her hand straight to the field. So here's Melfi Wally, Melfi Caddy, and Melfi Fenny all in attack mode. And Melfi Wally will not be allowed to be attacked as long as they have another monster along with it. So for Blister's next turn, he'll toss out a machine monster from his hand in order to special summon the Machina Cannon, who gains 800 for every monster that it sends this way. And Melfi Puppy, since an effect was activated, it will send itself to the hand to special summon Calantosa, mystical beast of the forest. When Calantosa is special summoned by the effect of a beast monster, Luna can target any card on the field and destroy it. However, she won't be able to destroy Sniper because defense perimeter is on the field. She will choose to destroy the defense perimeter itself though, as it has no graveyard effects to stack on. Machina Cannon will attempt to swing into the Melfi Fenny, and we all know how this goes. Fenny, back to the hand to summon Pon, the Forest Merchant in defense mode with 800 defense points, who completely walls out the Machina Cannon. So, during replay, it will have to attempt to attack something else. It goes into Caddy, who bounces itself back, and it will add to the hand Carpiponica, mystical beast of the forest. So replay happens again, and Machina Cannon attempts to attack the Melfi Wally, who sends itself back and summons out Melfi Penny and Melfi Pony to the field. And since these two are in attack mode, Melfi Penny won't be able to be attacked until Pony is out of the picture. And even though these two are both in attack mode, they are not the weakest monster on the field, as that would be Calantosa. So, these two are completely up to be attacked, and Cannon will do so, swinging into the Melfi Penny successfully for 500 points of damage, before swinging into Calantosa, and then finally into Pon, the Forest Merchant. He'll set a card, and Blister ends his turn. Luna only has 5,700 life points to work with, and she'll be using the Fairy Tail Final Chapter, whose effect, honestly, I don't believe she can capitalize on. Very, very unfortunate, but this is amazing deck thinning as she's down to 25 cards left. Here we go, another Melfi Puppy for her normal summon, and since she has a field spell, she gets to special summon Bat, the Forest Ninja, a level 3 tuner monster, tuning with the 2 Melfi monsters for the Ancient Pixie Dragon, Luna's Manga Signer Dragon, with 3,000 defense points to its name. When a field spell gets activated, the Ancient Pixie Dragon can allow Luna to draw a card, and once per turn, with a field spell on the field, she can destroy a card on the field. She'll equip it with the Power of the Guardians. Power of the Guardians will gain a counter whenever Ancient Pixie Dragon is involved in battle at the attack declaration phase. For every counter that it has, the monster gets 500 attack and defense. And in addition to this, if the monster were ever to be destroyed, Luna can remove a counter off of Power of the Guardians instead. So her defense is building, and she'll use the Ancient Pixie to destroy the Machina Sniper. It is dead, she ends her turn, and since it's the L phase, here is Melfi Fenny, Melfi Caddy, and Melfi Wally to the field once more. Blister activates the spell card Machina Redeployment. Once per turn, he can either discard a card to add 2 Machina monsters with different names from the deck, Or, if the card he discards is a Machina card, he can add any 2 Machina monster spells or traps instead of just adding the monsters. He'll pitch out the double summon to grab 2 Machina monsters, and he'll toss one of them, the Machina Citadel, to special summon the Machina Fortress, his signature monster, with 2,500 attack points to its name. Melfi, Wally, and Fenny, and Caddy will all use their effects though, bouncing to the hand to add a beast, then summoning the Carpiponica with 2,600 defense to wall out the fortress, and then Wally going back to the hand, special summoning absolutely nothing, as Luna likely has no more targets and has run through all of her Melfi cards. But we'll see a Chain Link happening here. So, Chain Link 2, we see the Melfi Penny get special summoned in defense mode. And for Chain Link 1, Carpiponica Mystical Beast of the Forest activates. When it gets normal or special summon, she can add a Mystical Beast of the Forest monster or a Mystical Spirit of the Forest monster from the deck to the hand. And before any of that gets to resolve, we see the effect of Penny instantly synchro summoning, using monsters from the hand as well. So, Luna gets to the field Merry Melfi's with 1,500 attack points during Blister's turn. And the Mystical Beast of the Forest adds the Uniflora to her hand for later. Merry Melfi's has an effect of her own though. When it gets special summoned, Luna can target any monster on the field and return that to the hand. So, she'll be sending back the Machina Fortress that Blister just got to the field. Also, if Blister normal or special summons, or if one of his monsters targets the Merry Melfi's for an attack, Merry Melfi's can send itself back to the extra deck to summon and Xyz Melfi's from the extra deck. We'll see all of this transpire. Melfi hits the graveyard due to the effect of Machina Fortress, causing Luna to have to discard when she resolves a monster effect, and Blister will use the remaining monsters on his field for the double-headed Anger Knuckle Link monster. While it does only have 1,500, during the main phase of either player's turn, it can send a monster from the hand or field to the graveyard in order to special summon a level 10 from the grave in defense. However, its effects do get negated. In addition to this, if Anger Knuckle is ever sent to the graveyard, Blister can send a card from the hand or field to the graveyard in order to bring it back later on. He'll be pitching the Machina Fortress to revive the Machina Citadel with 2,500 defense points. And since an effect was activated, Merry Melfi's bounces itself and brings out the Joyous Melfi's with 2,000 attack points. While it doesn't have material to use one of its effects, the Joyous Melfi's during Blister's turn can target a Beast Xyz on the field, return that to the extra deck, and then special summon a level 2 or lower beast from the graveyard, up to the number of materials that Joyous Melfi's had. So, unfortunately, that won't be transpiring, but it is a 2,000 body, so at least it's something. Blister sets a card and passes his turn as he no longer has the means to destroy anything, and we'll see Fairy Tail Prologue rise once again. The Journey's Dawn, and since a field spell was activated, the Ancient Pixie can allow Luna to draw. In addition, with a field spell still on the field, Pixie will destroy the Machina Citadel with its ability. Then, Uniflora, Mystical Beast of the Forest, finally gets to join us from the hand with 700 attack points. And when all the monsters in Luna's graveyard are Beast-type monsters, Uniflora can nobly sacrifice itself to special summon a beast from the hand or the graveyard of any level, but it cannot attack that turn, and it will do so to bring back the level 2 tuner Melfi Penny to the field, who will synchro into the power tool Braver Dragon, a level 9 monster that she borrowed from her brother, 2,500 attack. And when the power tool Braver Dragon gets special summoned by any capacity, Luna can equip up to 3 equip spells with different names from the deck or graveyard to itself. Also, during either player's main phase, Power Tool Braver Dragon can toss off one of the equipped spells that are equipped to it in order to target an effect monster on the field and change its battle position or negate its effects for the entire turn. It will be equipping to itself the Life Extreme spell card. The Life Extreme equipped spell reduces the attack of an opponent's monster by 1500 when the equipped monster is battling it during the damage calculation only. In addition to this, once per turn, if a monster's battle position ever gets changed, Life Extreme allows Luna to target any card on the field and destroy it. So now between Pixie and Braver Dragon, she can destroy up to 2 cards a turn or 1 card during Blister's turn. Very devastating disruption abilities to have access to. Lastly, if the Life Extreme card gets sent from the Spell and Trap card zone to the graveyard, she can sacrifice a Power Tool Synchro to special summon the Life Stream Dragon from the extra deck. And Life Extreme will activate since Ancient Pixie was just switched from defense to attack mode, destroying one of Blister's face down cards. And he'll respond by activating it, the Limiter Removal, boosting the double-headed Anger Knuckle to 3000. And while the Anger Knuckle will now be destroyed at the end phase, it's big enough to wall off Luna's offense. But the Power Tool Braver Dragon will activate just to negate its effects so that she can get Life Extreme into the graveyard. And Anger Knuckle will sacrifice itself in order to special summon a monster in defense mode. We have a 4-chain effect activation. I'm at a loss for words. While Machina Citadel does have an impressive 2500 attack, Life Extreme will activate, sacrificing the newly summoned Power Tool Braver Dragon for the Life Stream Dragon, Leo Signer Dragon card with 2,900 points. And the effect of Citadel will not be going off as it is negated by the effect of Anger Knuckle. So, the Ancient Pixie will swing into the much stronger Machina Citadel because the power of the Guardians will activate, bringing her up to 2,600 and destroying it. Joyous Melfi's attacks directly for only 1,000 because of Journey's Dawn, and Lifestream Dragon will do something similar, attacking for 1,450, leaving Blister at 5,550 life points. Now we'll see Penny activate to attach itself to the Joyous Melfi, so all of its effects are now live, and during the end phase, Melfi Caddy will summon itself as well. Luna's turn finally is over. During Blister's next turn, he'll pitch the card that he just drew to revive the double-headed Anger Knuckle from the graveyard, activating Caddy's effect, sending itself back to the hand and adding a beast card with it, and Blister has no other move, so he ends his turn there. But before his turn is over, we'll see Luna activate the Melfi Playhouse, detaching a material off of her Joyous Melfi Xyz monster in order to target any card on Blister's side of the field and return it to the hand. Then, all the Beast Xyz monsters on her field gain 500 for every material detached until the end of this turn though, so we won't be using that attack point. But the Anger Knuckle is now off of the field, back to the extra deck from whence it came. And at the start of Luna's turn, we'll see Fairy Tail Chapter 2 activating, the Seething Sun, allowing Luna to finally deal double the battle damage. Pixie Dragon destroying Blister's last card, and she attacks directly for Dame. Luna wins this round. The final round between these two after that fascinating turnaround, Blister making the first move again, and he opens up with the Machina redeployment, discarding a card to get 2 cards to his hand. He tosses out the Machina Overdrive, and since it's a Machina card, he can add any 2 Machina cards to his hand. This time he'll just be grabbing 2 monsters though. Then, by throwing out the Machina Megaform, he can special summon the Machina Fortress right away on the first turn. Machina Fortress does boast a really powerful 2,500 attack stat line, but that's not where the devastation ends, because 1, if it's destroyed by battle and goes to the graveyard, it can destroy any card on the opponent's field, and 2, if it gets targeted by a monster effect from the opponent, it allows Blister to look through Luna's hand and throw something out of it. Then he'll follow that up with the normal summon of Machina Sniper before setting a card and passing turn. Hopefully that card provides all the defense he could possibly need. Luna will open with the Terraforming spell card to search for a field spell, and then she'll use the Magical Mallet card to shuffle itself along with any number of cards back into her deck from the hand, and for every card she sends back, she gets to draw that many cards. So Luna will send back essentially her entire hand, including the card that she grabbed with Terraforming, in order to start a brand new. but it amounts to basically nothing because all she can do is T-set and pass, a move we know so well. However, during Blister's turn, she'll activate her trap card Metaverse to either add to her hand or activate a field spell straight out of the deck. This time she'll grab the Fairy Tale Prologue Journey's Dawn to protect her life points from too much damage. Blister activates the Machina Defense Perimeter, which will provide protection to the Machina Sniper before Sniper swings into the face down, successfully destroying Melfi Penny. And we'll see Machina Overdrive, the trap card, get activated. Targeting a machine on Blister's side of the field, he can summon a Machina with different name from the hand or deck and then destroy the targeted monster. He will be targeting his Machina Sniper, who's already done for this battle phase, destroying that for the Machina Air Raider from the deck with 1500. And since a card was destroyed, Defense Perimeter will grab Megaform back from the graveyard and add it to his hand. Air Raider will now attack directly for 750, while Fortress swings for 1250. And he'll use both of his monsters to tribute summon the Machina Megaform with 2600 attack. Not a whole lot more than the Fortress though. But it makes up for this by allowing on Tribute Summon, Blister to special summon a Machina from the hand or deck. And he'll sacrifice it for the Machina Metal Cruncher, who on summon will allow him to grab 3 Earth Machine monsters and have Luna randomly add one to his hand. He gets the Machina Irradiator. He'll use Irradiator's effect, discarding a Machina monster to special summon itself, and then banish 2 Machinas from his graveyard, whose total levels equal 12, to special summon the card that he tossed out, Machina Ruin Force, a boss monster among boss monsters, with 4600 attack. And it doesn't stop there, because when Luna activates a card or effect during the battle phase, Ruin Force allows Blister to pay half of his life points to negate it and then have Luna's life points afterwards. In addition to all of this, if Ruin Force were to ever be destroyed, Blister can special summon up to 3 of his banished Machina monsters as long as their combined levels are 12 or less. A rather demonic card with the amount of destruction it can bring. It truly lives up to its name. For Luna's turn, she will replace the field spell and go into the Seething Sun, which honestly does not work for her in this instance. She'll normal summon the Melfi Wally and end her turn there, not being able to negate any attacks. So Irradiator attacks first, swinging into the Wally, who will attempt to bounce itself, but by paying 4,000 life points, Ruin Force will negate and destroy the Melfi strategy and drop Luna to 3,000, allowing the Seething Sun to double the damage a Radiator deals instantly. This duel is over! Blister wins the match!